Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne. It's Wednesday, February the 6th. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. How to trade like a pro. Seeing price. This morning, just an hour or so ago, presented a great opportunity to take some pips on the euro yen. Now remember, every time you trade, you've got your money and risk management employed. So knowing that, that's step one. You're trading like a pro, right? Step two, you realize that any particular trade can be a winner or a loser when you enter, right? I mean, basically, when we trade, what we're doing is we're pretty much saying price is going to go this way as opposed to that way. I mean, when you boil it down to its simple, its parts, that's what you're doing. You're saying price is going to go this way rather than going that way. So let me see. I got to find the right chart here. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Where is it? Here we go. Right here. Now, we had put in the lowest H1 open for the week overnight during the London session, okay? And right now, it's noon New York time, or a little bit after that. So you can see here, you've got noon, 11, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. New York time. Price had put in this high. It came down, and it got below the lowest H1 open, okay? Happened 8 hours ago. Right here, you see price dipped down and came back up. So this 84, I mean, that was a great entry. And from 84, it went up to, let me turn that off, 98. So you could have probably grabbed at least 10 pips, right? 84 to 98, that's 14. You should have been able to grab at least about 10 pips. Now, once again, looking at price action, where should we have exited that trade? Right there at 96. Because when price went up to, what was it, 98 and came back down, 96, so 84, 96, that's 12 pips. Once again, you should be able to take 10 pips out of that trade in about an hour. You see, that's using the eyes. That's seeing price like a pro. Because I can hear some people saying, well, it went up, but then it came back down right here, and I had my break even. You know, I moved my stop to break even +1 like you tell us to do, and I only got 1. Well, whose fault is that? It's not my fault. It's not the market's fault. You had 10, 12, 14 pips in your hand, and you didn't take them. Price action told you to take it right here. I mean, this is trading like a pro. You have to take profit. I mean, what? Were you waiting for profit? What, to take profit 100 pips later? I mean, you know, let's get real here. I mean, when you go back and, you know, you guys wonder about all these charts I have, right? We got the weekly. Where was it on the weekly? Well, let's see. Was it anywhere here? What was that midpoint? About 94, it looks like. Huh, weekly midpoint. We hit it and we bounced off of it. What does price action tell you? And you can see here, We crossed below the yearly open. We're back down. What does that tell you? Price is going which direction today? And you can see right here, where were we? We are below the first day of the week. You see that right there? You had a couple opportunities to take that short. Real simple. Really simple, right? I mean, it's just such a simple trade. We're using the first day of the week as the range, and the rest of the week we're just going to trade off those edges, off those extremes. Once again, daily, you see here, we reversed. We're still within that range. The first day of the week. Okay, what happened here? We're back into the inside bar again. So what does that mean? We've got a couple opportunities to look forward to for the rest of the day, rest of the week. We crashed right through that daily low right here. The previous day's low, right out of that wick zone. Only 63 pip range, which means we're good for the wrap. But look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs over 100. Once again, just to repeat myself, you see that we had the lowest H1 open for the week right here. It was put in here, and we took advantage of it. Now, you could have said, well, you could have taken that trade. You took that trade. The candle was red, and you say, don't go against the H1 candle color. Well, that's a rule of thumb. Some rules are made to be broken. Part of being a pro is being able to use your eyes and say, hey, it didn't make a lower low. So if it's not making a lower low, then it's coming off that low. Not to mention, I'm getting within 2 pips of that lowest low for the day, the low of the day. I'm in the rat zone, and chances are I'll be able to make money. So you take a chance on the trade. You guess the direction. And in this case, if you went long, you guessed right. But if you don't take that money, that's your fault. Now, here, guess what? We're doing it again. We tested a low. We made a low. We're testing a low. Actually, we made a low, a lower low, a lower low. We tested. It looks like we're coming back down. Now, question is, 41 minutes left in this hour. Do you take this trade? Larry live trade. Well, why don't we just wait and see what happens? I got about 6 minutes left in this video, so we can revisit this chart. And we know 2484, that will be the long trigger. Okay? And let's look here. We missed the pivot point. So we'll be looking to take that out sometime in the future, right? But here on the buy zone, we traded towards the pivot. Not much happened. So you can see here, if you jumped in there and started coming back, jumped below the weekly open, that would have been a good time just to scratch the trade, maybe a couple pip loss. And then if anything, going across that weekly open right there, you might have jumped in short, and that would have paid off. And you see once again here, it struggled. It didn't even come up here. I mean, you could have taken that trade once again, heading towards the pivot point, but see, it didn't hold above the weekly open again. Once again, a scratch and a reversal. So here, I mean, you could have taken it going short here, gone short here, gone short here, paid off. Okay, you can see here we're at 85. We're looking to go long, possibly at 84, but we've got a low of 81. So we want to see, does it break below 80, 81, or 80, or does it come down there, touch and reverse? I don't know. But looking at price action, you can see it's slowly walking it down. So there's a potential that they could just keep walking it down. Once again, in the rat, here we go. We know 84 is right here at the rat zone, 3 pips above that low. It'll be a great place to go long. But let's just be patient and let's just see what price action does. You can see here we missed that pivot. We've hit the weekly pivot, okay? So that's happened. Now, out of curiosity, we've got a monthly pivot at 122, say 0.9798 right down here. It'll be interesting. Do we achieve that pivot on the monthly? And you can see here on the daily, we've got 3 missed pivots this year. 1, 2, and the one we missed today. Now remember, 2 days ago we missed a pivot. We took it out. So I'm thinking this pivot might get taken out by Friday. I could be wrong. We just have to wait and see what happens. And here on price action, you can see here we've got a 1 ball at the bottom. So that would be a long trigger at 90. But what we're looking for is see if we can get in at 84. Something to note here on the spread dots indicator, the gauge. See, we went up 2.1 pips on buying, but we went down 4.9 pips on selling. And so you can see here, there was a push to the downside. So we wait and see. Once again, wick zone in and out every day. It's like clockwork, right? And you can see here, trading candle color right here, the weekly open from last week. Be short right here. Now that's interesting because that means we're most likely getting into the that lower wick zone the previous week. I think we saw that before. And you can see here, price is moving down on the tick chart. Okay, you can see here on the Einstein line, when I opened it, see you had a short trigger, just a couple of pips, had another short trigger, a few more pips. Now, somebody was talking about they wanted some homework about the Einstein line. It's real simple. You can use the Einstein line, which is the line, which is a horizontal line when you open the chart where price is. And everything you look at is relative to when you started, when you open that chart. So you can just start off, see if you can grab a pip, then see if you can grab 2, see if you can grab 3, see if you can start reading the price action, making these decisions, on the M1 chart, based on these wick zones. And then you can move on up. But, that's trading like a pro. So you've got to start seeing things like a pro because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks like a pro.